I do a lopsided triangle for feet sometimes. I'll just draw one line and then, well, I guess that's not really a triangle. But then you got toes. The foot itself is just, you can kind of draw it like a triangle. It all depends on the person. When you're drawing really quick gestures, it's okay to like have an ankle, leg, and then foot like that. Like you can do feet like this. That's okay. Because then later you can just add a heel and then add the back of the calf. And then add toes. I also always draw big calves, but not everybody has large calves. You can also draw the front of the leg a bit more inward, because the bone is straight, but it does curve. And that's a skinnier leg, if that helps at all. As for the thighs, they don't really look like that unless you're like fucking bone ass skinny. Like you got a bone here and a bone here and they connect, sure, but like the muscle from the inside of the groin, it does come up to the knee here and creates a shape here for the muscle, and then you kind of have a bump here for the muscle on the outside of the leg. But I guess it depends on how forced you want to make the perspective look. Bone. Pelvis bone, and then you can add the thigh. Unless, I don't know, the pelvis bone would be further in if you're drawing a dude. It'd be more like right there. Yeah, I hope that helps. You can screenshot anything you want. If you want to, you can. If not, like, I'll just close them. Everything consistent. Consistency, I will say, is a very difficult thing to keep. I can even draw some, like, bodies, just to show. Okie dokie, I'll close it. So when I'm drawing bodies, I'm always typically just drawing the... I don't quite draw the full shape because I've already got it mentally visualized, unless I'm like still trying to figure it out. And right here is where I like, okay, that's where the shoulder's going to be, and then I just kind of put the little shape there. It's probably where the pectorals are going to go, so I kind of put a little line there. Depending. Have a little bit of a shoulder blade, but you can always add to the shape. You can always add. So even though I drew this line already, I can add to it by making the torso thicker. And then draw just a little midsection, because the midsections don't really add a whole bunch. But typically when I do that, I'll zoom in a little bit for you. I always draw a little lump here for the muscle. You don't have to. Or for the hip bone, you don't have to. Because in my mind, I just do the hip, and then I know immediately after that is where the glutes are. And then immediately ass. even though the leg would be like start here. And then you know where the neck is simply by knowing the perspective of the shape that you made up top. And then you can just make the neck, which I tend to do like a kind of like a pyramid, but cut off at the top. Is it possible the brush I'm using is too hard? I want to active that soft sketch look that you have rather than just pen. There are some people who do sketch like that, and like power to them. I can't. It helps me visualize and cut out shapes the more that I can see. But, and then I know that leg. And that, because typically I'm doing like sticks to see where the to see where things go, but it's pretty easy for me. But if you're ever drawing